Good morning. I'm early this morning because I have to be. So I do not expect the people who normally come on to come on, which is perfectly fine. I'm still here anyway, and the replay will be here for everyone to watch later. So, good morning. If you don't know who I am, if you're coming across this live stream early in the morning and you're like, what's happening right now? My name is Devi Maisha, and I am the Sensual Energy Alchemist. I am a master life coach and a sacred sexuality teacher, and my work revolves around reconnecting Black women to their freedom, their power, and their sovereignty through their sensuality and their pleasure. And this is day 14 of the 40-day prosperity plan that's in the Abundance book written by John Randolph Price. And this has been quite the journey. It has been for me, as it always is. I am doing this along with all of the participants, some who are in the Facebook group, some who are not. And for those who have joined in, I've sent out an email, and those who are in the Facebook group, those who signed up, that we will be gathering together midway through just to do a check-in. So please make sure you check your emails for that. And if you're in the Facebook group, make sure you check the Facebook group for that. Good morning. Make sure you check the Facebook group for that. Okay, so let's get into it because it is a packed day today. Day 14, statement 4. Through my consciousness of my God self, the Christ within as my source, I draw into my mind and feeling nature the very substance of spirit. This substance is my supply. Thus, my consciousness of the presence of God within me is my supply. I'll read it again. Through my consciousness of my God self, the Christ within as my source, I draw into my mind and feeling nature the very substance of spirit. This substance is my supply. Thus, my consciousness of the presence of God within me is my supply. And as I stated before, if the word God makes you feel some kind of way, if you're deconstructing your spiritual beliefs or religious preferences, please feel free to use source or creator, the great pumpkin, whatever is going to work for you, as long as you're able to take this message in. So a lot of swirl for me. First, I'm doing no sugar, and whenever I do any type of cleanse or something, and it's not that I don't eat a ton of sugar or anything, but it doesn't matter. Whenever I do any type of cleanse or commit to any type of cleanse, my dreams get strange. Right? What in the spiritual community we call them downloads, or the messages that I get, come in a lot faster. They come in clearer, which is also, just as an aside, statement 10, when it says to be in the world but not of it, it's really important to take time away from social media and the clutter and the clamor. It's a beautiful tool, but it fills our vessel with so much gunk that it is difficult to hear this Christ within. It's difficult to hear the substance of spirit when you're constantly stuffing yourself and binging and gorging on media, and not just sitting to listen and hear what is this divine presence saying to you. What is the flow? What does it look like for you? It's really important to take time to meditate. It is important to take time to be in silence. It is important to take time to be able to hear that, because if all you're doing is consuming, it's like overeating. It's just not healthy for the body, for the mind, to overconsume anything. So I just want to put that out there because it's helpful when we're doing things like this. The so what did I want to talk about today? As I was writing out my statement, and this is usually how it happens. As I'm writing my statement in my journal, sometimes I already know in advance what I'd like to talk about based on what someone has said in a Facebook group, and sometimes it hits me as I'm writing. And today it was this idea that you can only hold, or you can only have what you're ready for. And this came to me this morning because so today is my first day back in the office. And when I looked at how the schedule was set up for my first day, and it's not always like this, but it's the first day, I was like, oh wow, I have to be in at the time that I'm supposed to be live. And then I have my Pilates class because I was originally going to do this at 7. Bear with me, there's a point to the story. I was originally going to do this live at 7. I was like, I'll do it at 7. It's fine. Then I was like, oh shoot, I have Pilates today. So I need to get to Pilates. So that means that in order for me to show up, I need to show up earlier than I normally would have. There would have been a time when I would not have been ready for the responsibility of taking care of these 3 things at the same time. It would have felt like too much for me. I would have either not gone to Pilates and thrown my self-care out the window because I wanted to sleep in a little later, or I would have gone into work later because, you know, I could sort of do that without any real consequences, but that's not the responsible thing to do. And so I have found myself in this place, yeah, growth. I have found myself in this place of responsibility. Now, here's where time and age, we get caught up on these things, but they are not the real factor. Someone else may be saying, well, of course, like, how old are you? It doesn't matter in a way because what I needed to learn and how I needed to learn it took as long as it needed for me to learn it. What you need to learn is going to take you as long as it needs to take you to learn it. It is not as though your soul's lessons have age markers. That's not how this works. It unfolds as it unfolds, and that's literally part of your life's journey. So there's someone else out there who has learned certain lessons around responsibility and devotion at the age of 15 that I didn't learn until the age of 48 for a whole lot of different reasons. It, just the different lives, different structures, different karmas, different whatever. And I say that also because if you're doing this 40-day prosperity plan or any other thing that you do, especially when it's around money and relationships, and you see, well, somebody else got something, where's mine? We talked about this. Or somebody else, they got their relationship. I've been doing the work too. It's different. Your path is your path. So this has been my path. And the holding of the responsibility, the devotion to the things that I said, even this morning as I was laying in the bed when I woke up and giving myself a moment, because I am not one of those I wake up and jump out the bed. That is never going to be me. If I need to get up early, I have to wake up earlier to have my time in the bed, to come into presence, back into my body, review my dreams, which were funky as I don't know what last night, and very vivid. And then I can come at the day. That's how I approach the day. I need that time. That's my quiet time. But as I was laying there, I was thinking to myself, so do you want to own a business? Do you want to be a CEO? Because you could just be like an influencer person and do really nice things online and assist people that way. And it was like, nah, no, I actually do want to build something bigger than that. So why am I saying all this in reference to your money? Because we have this idea in our mind of what we think we want, this magical number of 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 how much money we say we want. But we don't understand the responsibility that goes along with holding that number. It's not a thing that's just a we. There's a responsibility to holding the amount of wealth that you say you desire. On the very practical level, are you ready to deal with Uncle Sam? Are you ready to deal with dividends and schedules in your tax returns? Are you ready to have the responsibility of getting an accountant and not or like a real accountant and not just your friend who does your taxes because you got the W-2, we've are you ready for what it takes to be the person who creates that type of wealth? Because you will not do it from the person that you are today. You will need to shift. However you want to do it. It doesn't have to be entrepreneurship. It could be that you're looking to rise up in corporate America somehow, but whatever number in your mind you think you have of how much wealth you think you desire, are you ready to be the person who creates that wealth? It might mean that instead of getting up at 7, you get up at 5. It might mean that you're not going out as much as you'd like because you're busy working on something else, or you're going to school, or you're sharpening a skill. It might mean shifting your friend circle because although y'all talk about wealth all day long, no one's actually doing anything, and you really want to do stuff. And they might accuse you of leaving them and forgetting about them and forgetting about where you come from and forgetting, oh, you want to be like those people. And are you ready for the responsibility that comes along with this elusive wealth that you say you want? Because if you're not, it's not going to come to you because that's cruel, or it will come to you and quickly leave because you're not ready. It's like handing the keys to a 6-year-old to drive a car. They're not ready. Your feet can't touch down there, can't see above. You don't really know what's happening. You don't know the rules of the road. That's just disastrous. Why would I give that to you? This is the universe. Well, why would I give that to you? For you to dig yourself into a deeper hole? Maybe possibly create more debt for yourself? You're not ready. And I'm not saying that this book is the be all end all to getting ready, because it wasn't for me. But this process done over and over again, more than once. I see y'all on Instagram. This process done over and over again, more than once, helps you to get ready. And my thing is, when you listen, you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. Right? So, what's funny, I use that in quotes. What's funny, let me see if I can find it. I let y'all know that in 2022, I crashed and burned. I had left my job in 2021, and then my business just dried up. I I was ready in one area, but I wasn't ready in another. And those two areas met each other, and they shook hands, and they sent me into the no money land. And so I want to, when I opened up my journal this morning, where is it? I think it's gone. Oh, here it is. I opened up my journal this morning to write, and when I opened it up, it like you know how when you're flipping through something to get to the clean page, when I opened it up for some reason, it flipped to this page, and I was like, "Oh, what did I write here on this day? Like, what's going on here?" So this is I'm gonna read it to you. This is almost a year ago, a little more than a year ago now, and there's a lot that has shifted in that year in terms of me being responsible and being devoted and stepping into my power, which is a a whole nother thing. If you really feel like I want the money, you really have to understand how to be in your own power. Otherwise, you will be easily swayed by this and that and the other with those funds. Okay. So this is I'm gonna read this to y'all. So this is November 15th of 2022. It's just about a year ago. And I want you to see if you can tell, by the way, which, you know, we talked about the fight, flight, freeze, and when it came to like money, I asked you guys to look at like what is your trauma response to money? This was mine. It is not anymore, but this was mine. Don't collapse. That was the message from my dreams last night. Don't collapse. This is the point where I would collapse into damsel. Accounts overdrawn, credit cards past due, bills still due. This is the part where I would melt down and turn into a little girl, but I can't. This is where I need to be a grown up. No one is coming to save me. No one. This is where I need to work through that idea and kill it once and for all. And I did. I did. This is where I stopped living off of handouts. Not the same as some of the stuff I've been discussing, y'all. We're not going to get into that, okay? Though I'm grateful, I put in parentheses. This is where I roll up my sleeves and really get to work. Don't collapse. Don't collapse. Don't collapse. And then, on November 20th, I wrote, I'm okay with going back to work. And then I found the position that has actually really worked for me to supplement while I still continue to work on not only my business but to others. My default when it came to money was that I did not want to be responsible. That's a harsh truth. And this is not a conscious thought. Much of what happens when it comes to our abundance and our money, and much like anything else, these are not, we think it's conscious behavior, but it's not. We are running on patterns, we are running on systems that were created from another time and space in our life. And we're really doing all of that to keep ourselves safe. So there's no shame in this. You understand? The goal of this organism is to keep you alive and keep you safe. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. It doesn't matter how good your life is or how at peace or pleasurable. That is not the concern. And so when it came to me with money, much like every other area of my life, there was a freeze and fawn response. Freeze, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't I don't know. Fawn, collapse. Can somebody come help me, please? Can somebody just come make it better? I don't know. I don't know what to do here. And so I had to learn to be responsible. So here I am today in a situation where normally, in other circumstances, I would have shifted some things to try and make my life easier. But is that what someone who's running a business does? because we all want easy. Life doesn't promise you easy and it doesn't promise you fair. Let's just be very clear on that. Life does not promise you easy and it does not promise you fair. So the question for you today is, as you journal, who do you need to be in order to be able to hold the responsibility for the funds that you say you want? What kind of person do you need to be? What are some of the activities or actions that need to happen? See, for me, self care is not just a good meme, but it is a real thing because with all of the different projects that I have going on, if I don't go to Pilates or yoga, which are my two things, if I don't take that time for myself and I dive into everything, I will completely shut my entire nervous system down. Not consciously. I will end up sick with a cold. I will end up running like fumes, like a gear crashing against each other, creating smoke. I will not be able to function, and that means I will not be able to show up for the people that I am serving, which is you all here or the women in my membership group or anything else. So the type of person I need to be is someone who doesn't say, "Uh, I could I could skip Pilates." First of all, I already paid for the class. So, hello, what the hell? I've already paid for the class. Number 1. Number 2, it is what I need for me. So then if that me being that type of person meant, well, shoot, that means I have to show up here earlier, then that's what needed to happen. So I want you to journal on, who do you need to be? Everybody has a number in their mind. I do. You have this number in your mind of how much money you say you want. But who do you need to be to actually hold the responsibility of that? Totally unrelated, but I have these 2 papers that I have on my wall in front of me that I read often, and just even looking at them sparks something in me, and so I'm gonna read them to you, then I'm gonna read the statement, then I'm gonna go so I can head to Pilates. The first is, and I don't know, I printed these out, but I don't know who wrote them, so if you ever know who the author is, let me know. The first one is, I am as terrifyingly powerful as I secretly suspect myself of being, and even more. I am not afraid to eat the entire forbidden fruit of all my desires. Uncomfortable feelings and situations do not scare me because the unknown is nothing compared to the terror of inertia, stagnancy, and wasted potential. My failures only break me down into something greater. I am not afraid of hard work. I am not afraid of discipline. I am not afraid of rest. I am not afraid of stillness. I am not afraid of pleasure. I am not afraid of love beyond my wildest dreams. I am not afraid of you. I am not afraid of me. That's one thing that I have over there. Go ahead and listen to replay, write that down if you want to. I'll see if I can take a picture and put it in the Facebook group. Now, I'm not a fan of the word discipline. I don't know. I don't like it. It just makes me feel weird. Words like discipline, obedience, commitment. That just they for me, my body is we were talking about this last night in Black Tantra group on our live, and my body's just a little bit on the feminine side, and that's really, those words are jarring for me. I don't like them. But I love the word devotion, which is basically the same thing. It's the same thing. That's why I said choose the words that are gonna get you where you need to go. If it's commitment, rock with that. But maybe it's not and you have a hard time with it, devotion, same thing. So I have this other one. And you can replace the word devotion with commitment or discipline, whatever works for you. Devotion is presence, even in difficulty. It's like hot tea poured slowly from a clay pot. Devotion is swimming in the ocean alone at sunset. Devotion is gently stretching the body limb by limb. Devotion is spending all afternoon making soup, dancing until you sweat. Devotion is all the tears you need to shed. Devotion is felt all the way down into the bones. Devotion is doing things differently, even when you're scared. Devotion is the courage to see your own beauty, no matter what. So these are on my wall. I can see them every time I'm on here. Day 14, statement 4. Through my consciousness of my God self, the Christ within as my source, I draw into my mind and feeling nature the very substance of spirit. This substance is my supply. Thus, my consciousness of the presence of God within me is my supply. I'll say it again, and remember, you can replace God with the creator, the universe, Allah, goddess, whatever gets it into you. Oh, I'm so devoted to Honey Dip. I love that. That's his wife. I love that. Brody, thank you. Statement 4. Through my consciousness of my God self, the Christ within as my source, I draw into my mind and feeling nature the very substance of spirit. This substance is my supply. Thus, my consciousness of the presence of God within me is my supply. Hey, Christopher. All right, so that is statement 4, day 14. I will be back here normal time around 9 a.m. Going live. It was just today I needed to be in the office at 9. But I'm devoted to this and wanted to show up for you all. I was like, I could do it later. No, because for some of you, this might be the thing that helps you start your day. This might be the thing, since you started doing these 40 days, that whatever message, it keeps you going. So here I am. Okay. Couple of quick announcements. As always, Black Tantra Group, we went live last night. And we will be going live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. across social media. If you'd like to learn more about us, you can click that link there. It's blacktantragroup.com. We do have a retreat coming up April 25th through the 28th in the Northern Virginia, DC area. You have the opportunity to get a 10% discount on your deposit until January 15th by using the code BTG2024. But all of that information is at the website blacktantragroup.com. So go ahead and check us out and follow us on social media. And we're live Tuesdays at 8 p.m. So we'd love to see you there. Also, Black Coffee, Honey, and Grits. We are having our next brunch in New York City. It'll be May 5th. The brunches are open to women and men. We love it when our men show up for us. Well, the location will be announced closer to the event, but we will definitely have a beautiful location, beautiful brunch, beautiful people, beautiful weather. The worst of it maybe being some rain, but we've had that before and made it through perfectly fine. So you want to get on our mailing list, blackcoffeehoneyandgrits.com, so that you can stay in the know. We are also live on social media the third Saturday of every month. We stream live to all of our platforms. Take a look on our YouTube channel. You can see all of our podcasts there and check us out. And we are also live on Instagram throughout the week as well. And the last thing I'll say is for Moi, I'm doing a free class for women on vaginal mapping. So this is the anatomy class you wish you'd had. 2024 is the year of pleasure for Black women, and I'm here for it. Every week on my YouTube channel, I will be posting a pleasure tip of the week, something for you to do to get deeper into your body and deeper into pleasure. So by the end of 2024, you'll have at least 52 ways to get at the pleasure in your life. So go subscribe to my YouTube channel for that. It will only be on my YouTube channel, those tips. The free class is happening January 9th at 7 p.m. You need to register it. It is for women. and we are going to delve into pleasure and what is the A spot, the G spot, the O spot, the U spot, like where are all your spots, so that when you are with your lovers, you know your body well and you can help direct them to how to best be in union with you when it comes to your pleasure, as opposed to you laying there hoping and wishing that he finds or she finds all the places that you want them to find. All right, you're going to know, so you can gently, let them know, hey, this is, I like it over here, or I like it like that. I like it like that. Okay, so that is happening January 9th, but you do need to register for that class. The replay will be in my membership group, and I will be talking more about my membership group later in the week, and definitely at my January 9th class. All right, that is it for today. Thank you to those of you who showed up early this morning for the live stream. I knew it was going to be really early for a lot of folks who are normally used to seeing me somewhere between 9 and 9:30, but I'll be back to regular schedule. If you don't know, this is the 40-day abundance plan. My name is Devi Maisha. The replays are all on my YouTube channel. They are all under a playlist called Sensual Abundance 2023. You can find every single day there. Don't binge on, do them one at a time. This is something you do one day at a time, y'all, okay? All right. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Jamesia. All right. Thanks all. I will see you tomorrow for day 15. We're almost halfway through. All right. Have a good one.